In April of 2011, Ivan Owen, a prop maker from Bellingham, Washington, created an oversized functional mechanical hand as part of his costume for a steampunk convention in Seattle. When he returned home, he made a short video of the hand and posted it to YouTube. Ivan received an email from Richard Van Os, a carpenter in South Africa who had lost 4 of his fingers in a woodworking accident. He asked if Ivan would be interested in helping him create a functional replacement finger. After a few months of design work, Ivan found an image of a prosthetic hand created in the early 1800s by an Australian dentist named Robert Norman, who had used whalebone along with cables and pulleys to create a single hand for Corporal Coles, who had lost it in a cannon accident. Ivan took inspiration from this design, and it was exactly what they needed to create a functional finger for the carpenter. A mother of a young boy named Liam, born with no fingers, who was also located in South Africa, had heard about the finger that they had created and emailed to ask if they might consider creating a full set for her son. Ivan turned the design for his large metal mechanical hand into a small version and was able to take the crude design with him to South Africa, where he and the carpenter assembled the pieces and helped to fit Liam with the first prototype of the hand. It was made out of aluminum, rivets, fishing line, screws, elastic cord, some thermoplastic, and a few other materials that could be found in a hardware store. It was bulky and uncomfortable, but it functioned. While Liam practiced with his new hand, Ivan had returned home and had started researching for ways to make the hand easier to build, because he realized that Liam was going to outgrow it very quickly. One of his co-workers suggested that he look into 3D printing. Ivan contacted a 3D printer company and shared Liam's story. Shortly after, the company donated 2 3D printers so that Ivan could teach himself how to turn the metal hand into a 3D printable version that the carpenter could then print out and assemble for Liam. They realized the design could potentially help others, and instead of patenting it, the collaborators published it online as a public domain file so that anyone anywhere around the world could download and print as needed. The 3D printing company that donated the printers created a YouTube video of the story, which was then seen by John Scholl, a professor at RIT, who left a comment on the video inviting people with 3D printers to put themselves on a map he had created so that individuals who needed a hand could find them. Jen Owen, Ivan's wife, began sharing the stories on a blog, and parents started contacting the group to ask volunteers to 3D print their children's hands. Within a year, the Enable community grew by thousands, and new designs were being created and reshared among the volunteers who were printing, assembling, and donating these hands for free to anyone who needed one. In 2015, the Enable Community Google Plus group reached over 7,000 volunteers worldwide, have delivered approximately 1,800 3D printed hands and arms to mostly children in over 40 countries, all for free. These devices are nowhere near as durable and functional as traditional prosthetic devices, but they cost around $50 to create and give those who had no options a tool they can use for daily tasks that would be easier to accomplish with 2 functional hands. The community also started holding workshops to teach families and their children how to create their own devices. Scout troops began holding hand-a-thons to create as many hands as they could to send to clinics in underserved areas around the world. The community has created designs that have become so easy to assemble that young children are now building them for other children they will never meet. Schools are using the hands in their classrooms as part of STEM programs, encouraging students to use science, technology, engineering, and math to solve real-world problems. Children born with no fingers, or who have lost them due to accident, disease, or war, now have an option for an assistive device that can grow with them for little to no cost. A hand created out of whalebone for one man in the early 1800s inspired a global movement of people using his idea to make a difference in the lives of thousands. And its designer will never know the impact he has had on the world. Never underestimate the power of your ideas. They just might change the world.